So Drummy, the first round of the FA Youth Cup on Wednesday, City of Liverpool, just give us your thoughts on that one.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for the under-18s. So it's the equivalent for the first team's FA Cup, obviously for the under-18s age group. Very similar format. The side we're playing have been through 3 rounds to get to where they are now when the Football League sides join it. So yeah, it's the same sort of tensions, I suppose, and expectations that the first team lads will get, where we're sort of playing a sort of lower ranked team within the pyramid system. All the pressure's on our boys, I suppose, with it. We will be expected to win looking at league tables, but it's never quite as straightforward as that, so they'll be excited, but certainly taking it very seriously.
Just talk us through it then, because obviously the competition, like you said there, is a very big one for the youth team. Do these players look forward to this more than probably the league action, so to speak?
Yeah, I think some do, some don't. I say because the sort of young players involved in it, the build-up around it, the expectation, and I suppose the pressure really can get to certain players, and it's always interesting to see how the young boys react to those different pressures which they don't get on a Saturday within the league setup. So yeah, some really relish it. You always get surprised by 1 or 2 who really rise to the occasion, and again, it's similar on the other scale side of things. You see 1 or 2 who maybe the occasion can get to them. So yeah, it's always a really useful exercise for us to carry out.
We just talked about there, City of Liverpool are your opponents on Wednesday night. It's a bit of a unique setup they've got there. I think it's Steven Gerrard's academy, isn't it, who they play out of? Yeah,
I said they've got a lot of boys on Gerrard's programme there, so it may be a little bit difficult, I suppose, to work out the opposition and who will be playing where and opposition analysis. But yeah, I said we've played enough Liverpool teams over the years to know what they're going to be like in terms of work rate, endeavour and attitude on the pitch. We've got a little bit of footage of them playing other games, so we know it's not going to be an easy game. It's making sure our boys are certainly prepared for what's going to be ahead of them.
And this game as well, it's one of those games that can put younger players pretty much on the map in their development as they go up through the days. It's a national competition played throughout the whole of England, and it's a big opportunity for those kind of players to step up and be counted.
Yeah, again, it's an opportunity at the end of the day. So the sort of the league set up and the games programme is a cross between developmental and sort of trying to prepare them for the football wide world of open age football. But this is different. It's results business. They've got to go into the game with the right preparation. If they lose the game, they're obviously out of the competition. So they need to understand and appreciate those pressures and sort of manage ways to deal with it.
And then some of the players within that dressing room then can look at the likes of Conor Pye, Cameron Rooney, Freddie Price, who have gone on to make significant strides within the first team as well, can't they?
Yeah, exactly. The sort of progression routes and the pathways are there now with Stephen and the first team staff have certainly showed that they're willing to look at the young boys and give them that opportunity if and when they're ready for it. But yeah, this is certainly the best stage for them to do that. It's, as you say, it's a national competition. It's a big competition. There's a lot of spotlight on them individually and as a team. So the opportunity's there. It's up for grabs for those who want to take it.
And the manager, obviously Stephen Robinson's got a very good reputation for making sure that he does blood through young players through to his first team. He's done a lot of that with his time at Motherwell. It just shows that the opportunity is there for the right kind of player if they do make an impact.
Yeah, it's been great since Stephen came. We've had a lot of dialogue and we're sort of clear as academy staff, I suppose, what we need to get into the boys to make them ready for first team level. But as I say, he's certainly showed that he's willing to look at them, whether it's in training sessions or practice games with the first team. Connor's doing really well and pushing on and seeing some action at first team level. So it's the pressure back down to our boys and our staff, I suppose, to push them to make sure they reach those levels.
It probably makes your job a hell of a lot easier as well, doesn't it? To say, look, there is that avenue there. You don't need me to kind of tell you what you need to do. You've seen it with other players within your friendship groups, your teams, that there is opportunities there.
Yeah, I suppose it's both sides. It puts a little bit of pressure back onto the academy, I suppose, where we certainly know we want to get more players into the first team and sort of representing the club out at first team level. It's never quite as easy and straightforward as that, we know that, but certainly now with the pathways that are sort of appearing with the new first team sort of structure and management wise, it's certainly there and the opportunities there for the boys.